Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham is with us. Senator, we're losing 300 people a week because of opioid addiction in this country.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Then we have sanctuary cities and states.
Right.
We have violent criminals that are released,
Right.
and they commit more violent crimes.
Right.
I would argue, and they would argue if it was us, they would have blood on their hands. They're accomplices in what they do post that moment when we couldn't deport them, and we don't. We protect them, aiding and abetting in crime. How does that stop?
Well, this is the defining issue of the election among many. The Republican Party is saying if you're a sanctuary city and you refuse to work with the federal government to turn over violent felons so they can be incarcerated and deported, if you refuse to help the federal government, we're going to cut off all federal funds. Let's take that to the ballot box. There are men and women being killed, raped, and murdered by felons in sanctuary cities who the local government refuses to turn over the felon to the federal government. They stay in the city and they rape and murder and kill and rob. And to me, the president is dead right about this, and he should take that to Biden and take that to Bernie and say, what's your position on this?
You know, you've known Joe Biden for many, many years. You worked with him many, many years. We see the gaffes. We now see Ron Johnson's committee looking into Burisma, $1 billion, fire the prosecutor, investigating my zero experience son paid millions.
Right.
If that was Donald Trump, I think we'd have different reaction from the Democrats. So we got Biden. I will be, my honest opinion, his gaffes are now officially very alarming. Whether he's up to the job, the toughest job in the world. Then he has a record that will be compared to President Trump. Not very good on either foreign policy or economically. Tell us about the Joe Biden you know and the one that wants open borders and sanctuary cities and free health care for illegal immigrants.
Well, the Joe Biden I know I like personally, but I think he's been a disaster on national security. It was Joe Biden who convinced Obama to pull all of our troops out of Iraq. It's Joe Biden who's responsible for the rise of ISIS as much as any single American politician. Joe Biden supported the Iran nuclear agreement. Joe Biden allows illegal immigrants free health care. Joe Biden would cancel the program in place where if you're seeking asylum, you have to wait in Mexico. So the biggest thing President Trump has done is not just build the wall. Remember about 6 months ago when hundreds of thousands of people were coming here wanting to get caught, claiming asylum, and we had to turn them loose in our country and they never showed up for their hearing? It was President Trump who convinced Mexico to allow us to keep them in Mexico until their hearing so they don't run around and get loose in our country. That's the biggest change in immigration in the last 30 or 40 years, and Joe Biden says he would terminate that program.
Free health care, amnesty, open borders. Wow, 90% of America's heroin comes from there. The FISA Court, you're beginning your process of investigating that after the Inspector General's report. We're waiting for Durham, we're waiting for the Attorney General Barr, but the FISA Court has spoken out today with some very strong language. We'll get into the details coming up. What did you think of that new development today, the FISA Court speaking out, and will we ever get to hear from the judges that were lied to?
Well, so here's what I think. I think the court has to prove to the public at large that they're capable of doing something about the abuse that came their way. Here's what I'm trying to find out more than anything else. In January 2017, the primary subsource, a Russian who gave all the information regarding the dossier to Christopher Steele, tells the FBI that it's a bunch of bar talk. I want to know what happened after that. How could Comey and McCabe not know that the entire case fell apart? I don't believe it's possible at all for the higher-ups not to be told that the entire case collapsed in January 2017.
Top of a FISA warrant, I've been told, I've never seen one, says verified. We now know it was unverifiable. We know there were multiple warnings. That would say, I go back to October, premeditated fraud.
Can I add something to that, Sean?
Yes.
We know that the person who prepared the information said it wasn't reliable. The person who gave Steele the entire information said to the FBI and Department of Justice, this is bar talk. I never meant it to be used to get a warrant. We know that, and they went ahead and got 2 more warrants after they knew that.
Premeditated fraud on a court denying an individual's constitutional rights to spy on a candidate, a transition team, and a president. It all happened.
Absolutely.
All right. They better pay a price. Otherwise, we don't have a constitution.